Mish, let's talk Nvidia real quick. Give me a quick thought, because it's been hanging in there above 130, but still hasn't quite recovered its deep seek breakdown.
Yeah, I think 235. I'm sorry, I'm giving you the wrong price. 135 is going to be key here. If you can get through there, then I think you'll start to see some buyers flocking back in. And, so we're in a really, really tight range right now. Under 130, maybe you'll start to see more selling. It would not necessarily be my favorite stock to go to. I actually think the chip narrative and the AI narrative, although we haven't heard much about tariffs in that area, is something that we need to keep a little bit of a mind in terms from the fundamentals. So that's why I'm kind of moving beyond that. And what's been really beat up, well, I shouldn't say really beat up, it's come down from the hype, has been some of the quantum computing. I mean, IBM obviously is solid, but us looking at stocks now more like in the QUBT, which really went from like nothing to up to about 13, 14, and now is trading here at around 8. These are the kinds of things that have a future. So I'm not so necessarily interested, even though I believe AI has a future, no doubt about that. But from a trading perspective, I'm really looking for the best risk reward. So like I said, Nvidia over 135, maybe I take a quick shot. I'd get stopped out though under 130. I wouldn't want to stick around, but I'd be more interested in things that are basing out and going up. And now we have a good solid base to risk under.
Understood. Like that. So we're getting close to 135, 133.83 this morning. Mish, thanks a lot. Like the specifics there on the charts. Helpful, good analysis, and fun stock picks. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much.
Tom.
Nvidia released impressive sales data in November 2024 for the third quarter, which concluded on October 27, 2024, totaling $35.1 billion, up almost 94% from the same period the previous year. At $81, earnings per share were also reported, a strong 103% increase over the same quarter in 2023. On December 27, 2024, Nvidia declared its next quarterly cash dividend payment of $0.01 per share. The global transition to AI and then to Nvidia computing was the driving force behind these numbers. AI is changing every industry, business, and nation, according to Jensen Huang, the creator and CEO of Nvidia Corporation. He highlighted how companies are using agentic AI to change processes. He pointed out that substantial investments in industrial robotics are being driven by developments in physical AI, and that national governments everywhere are realizing the value of building their own AI infrastructure and capabilities. With a price forecast of $175 for the next 12 months, Argus Research has reaffirmed its buy recommendation for Nvidia Corporation. Nvidia's cutting-edge technology and wide range of products give it a significant competitive edge over rivals like AMD and Qualcomm, two significant semiconductor and AI hardware businesses that specialize in gaming and are branching out into AI, respectively. The company expects revenue to climb by 70% year over year to between $36.8 billion and $38.3 billion for the quarter ending in January 2025. Analysts are still optimistic despite DeepSeek's fierce competition, and their earnings predictions have not been revised downward. 193 hedge funds owned shares in Nvidia Corporation as of the end of September 2024, a significant increase from the 179 hedge funds that held shares in the previous quarter. The total value of these investments is around $49.06 billion. So what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication. So if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Tell me about Nvidia. I like Misha's point about 135.
Yep, 50-day moving average. It failed there a couple days ago. But they've got earnings on the 26th. So I want to avoid that earnings event when developing a strategy here because anything can happen. We've seen that over the past couple of years here in Nvidia can move. So I looked at a strategy that just takes advantage. If you think it's going to continue to grind higher, maybe hang out between 130, 140 or something into that earnings result. This takes advantage of it. Selling it out of the money put vertical. I just went out to the February 21st monthly cycle, so 8 days to expiration, avoiding that earnings event. And a lot of times we'll see stocks kind of cruise higher into those earnings events, and this would take advantage of it. Selling the 130 strike put, buying the 125 strike put, short $5 wide, neutral to bullish. Put vertical, collecting roughly, I've got $1.50 credit on here. It's probably down to about $1.20. The stock has continued to move higher, back above 133 now. But if you collect $1.50 credit, it takes your break even down to 128.50 to the downside. That's a cushion of about 3.5% from current share price here. But, you know, it's conservative. It's risk defined in case we do get something that comes out where it sends the entire market down or Nvidia down ahead of that earnings event. You're still protected because it's risk defined here. Risking about 350 to make 150. You profit in 3 out of 4 scenarios on this trade.
All right. Not a bad way to do it. Sell the vertical to the downside. Look for Nvidia stabilize. Appreciate it. Thanks, Tom, for the trades. Thanks, Misha.
Nvidia Corporation, arguably the most significant stock in the world at the moment, is the last business remaining to report as the fourth quarter earnings season draws to a close. When Nvidia releases its earnings on February 26th, everyone's eyes will be on the Blackwell ramp and future AI build-out guidelines due to the DeepSeek commotion. In a recent note to clients, Mizuho analyst Vijay Rakesh talked on his expectations for the Blackwell ramp. The Nvidia Blackwell ramp will be small during the current April quarter, but large over the second half of the year, the analyst predicts. It should come as no surprise that NVDA GPU AI servers with GB200 power, a complicated connectivity power upgrade, and we anticipate some growing pains in the near future, the analyst said. According to our checks, APRQ may be more flattish as near-term ramps remain moderate given GB200, 120 kilowatt per rack, power cooling requirements, and greater HGX-MGX mix, while Jan QDC is anticipated to be in line. Therefore, the analyst is keeping its Nvidia expectations for the January quarter while slightly reducing their April quarter DC to a healthy $36.7 billion. Nevertheless, the company predicts that Nvidia will have a strong second half of 2025, propelled by large GPU expenditures from its main clients, Google's GCP, Amazon's AWS, and Microsoft's Azure. Increased capital expenditures in 2025 and possible additional tailwinds from Oracle's OCI in 2025 and OpenAI, Apple in 2026 support this growth. The analyst continues to see Nvidia generating solid market leadership with its CUDA ecosystem, on top of its integrated HW platform where it has strong customer relationships, despite short-term concerns about greater US-China H20B20 limitations. Furthermore, hyperscaler capex is anticipated to rise steadily by about 32% in 2025 compared to the previous year. By 2027, the company's AI accelerator total addressable market, TAM, is expected to reach over $350 billion. They can see that Nvidia receives 74% of his TAM, AMD receives 5%, and custom silicon receives 21%. According to the expert, Nvidia may also benefit from the enormous Stargate project. According to the analyst, roughly 70% of the capital expenditure will go toward GPUs, meaning that Nvidia GPUs would cost between $75 and $100 billion. The remaining portion will go toward Broadcom's bespoke silicon. Overall, the analysts raised FY 2026 from 189 BOB $4.23 to 196 DE $4.39, raised an F27E from 226 BE $5.16 to 236 B $5.36, and trimmed their April quarter estimates to $41.1 billion and 0.89s from $41.8 billion and 0.91. They also kept their January quarter estimates of $37.5 billion in revenue and 0.83s in EPS. The company kept its price objective for Nvidia stock at $175 and its rating of outperform. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now let's dive into today's video.
Austria, and Trump campaign donor Trevor Trena. Great to have you on the program tonight. Thank you for being here. The way I look at this, these are two distinct issues. The first issue is how do we deal with China, who doesn't play fair on any playing field that it plays on, including AI. And we're seeing those issues with DeepSeek as well. But then also what the Trump administration is trying to focus on, which is you don't want too many guardrails. You want that security in place so China doesn't get us. But you also want innovation to be able to, flourish here in the United States, because that's what we do and we do it best.
That's exactly right. And actually, this summit in France is a follow-up to the one that happened in England. I attended that summit. I actually was at the embassy hearing Vice President Harris's speech when she unveiled the Biden plan. And it was incredible. There was almost no discussion about how this technology could cure cancer or put people on Mars. It was all about, could it lead to racism, et cetera. There was such an attitude of what could go wrong. And I think that it's very reassuring that the Trump administration, and we also have an AI czar, David Sachs, that they're focusing on what are the benefits, particularly if we win this race. And I also think that J.D. Vance is the perfect person to go. He has a technology background. He's spent time in Silicon Valley. He can speak this language.
Alex Wang, who just made his comment about being in the lead, the EU seems to want to control. The European nations, it's not about guardrails, proper regulation, development. That's a vast contrast to what we have in the U.S. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that what we have in the U.S. is good old-fashioned capitalism, right? We have a handful of very successful and well-funded companies that are all going after this prize. And they each have a little bit of their own take, but, they're all what I would call in the race. And then, you have China, which is also really nipping at our heels, and they want to try and overtake us. And like Alex said, it's a real danger. And then you have Europe, and a lot of their actions are country specific, 5 billion euro here or whatever. I was ambassador in Austria. The number one AI person in Austria works for the Chinese.
Yeah.
So I think the Europeans have a little work to do.
Limited time for this answer here, Trevor, but Democratic House Leader Hakeem Jeffries reportedly meeting with over 150 Silicon Valley donors last week in California to, quote, mend fences. The feeling is Silicon Valley is feeling a little bit purple, and it's starting to make them nervous. I've got 15 seconds for you.
Well, I'd love to hear how he explained the 4 years during which all they did was attack the tech industry and fail to defend it internationally. That's a record that would be very hard to erase. And I think it's what led to the unraveling of their stranglehold on Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Put your money on word salad part 2.
Thank you, Trevor. Great to see you.
When Hewlett-Packard Enterprise began delivering its NVIDIA AI-powered GB200 NVL72 system, NVIDIA's stock rose 3% on Thursday morning trading. The innovative approach enables service providers and large companies to build expansive AI clusters that function more efficiently by utilizing NVIDIA's Blackwell architecture. Using shared memory technology and low-latency capabilities, the GB200 NVL72 system offers sophisticated direct liquid cooling features to manage AI models with 1 trillion parameters. For parallelizable operations, such as generative AI training and inferencing, the NVIDIA solution combines all of the components of NVIDIA's CPUs, GPUs, compute trays, switch trays, software, and networking into a unified operating framework. The business has expanded on its 50 years of experience with liquid cooling, which led to the building of 7 of the top 10 fastest supercomputers in the world. The recent discovery demonstrates HPE's approach to developing potent technological solutions for growing AI needs. As the industry adopts new capabilities, investors keep an eye on how AI infrastructure is evolving, and analysts forecast that these advancements will open up new opportunities for data center deployment. As new technological developments emerge, this announcement shows a strategic balance between current operational strength and future readiness. Analysts see this choice as a calculated business move that demonstrates controlled innovation and caution in the face of escalating global AI rivalry. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.